Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
All right, it's Tuesday.
It is.
I could not believe, well, I had to just check in with myself because I could not believe the snow this morning when I was driving into work. I was flabbergasted would be the right word,
it's
honestly.
April, Mother Nature. Give us a break.
I got
really.
tulips out there I'm worried about and pansies. What's going to happen with the
Mary
pansies?
Hours told me this morning?
I know what she told you.
You already know the secret?
Share it with everybody.
So she has these planters on each side of her front door, and she has fake flowers put in there.
They never
and
die.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
So, there's a woman who I believe is from the Pittsburgh area, Sydney Mack, and she doesn't live in Pittsburgh anymore, but she just popped up on my Instagram feed, and Mary, she does the same thing. Yep.
Mary.
Yeah. I just want
People
you to know, I saw
your
it.
lead, Mary.
I saw it. I was like, I know somebody else who does that.
All right, well, it's no wonder because, snow in April, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for Tasted Tuesday, and if you've spent any time traveling the South, you have probably heard of Buc-ee's. So it's a huge gas station. It's a travel center. It's based in Texas, and so we're going to try their most popular snack. It's called Beaver Nuggets, and we want to show you some video of the store because this is amazing. This is from CBS Sunday Morning. They did a whole story on them because they're huge. Like each one has a bake and they serve brisket and they have a fudge bar and a beef jerky bar. They make potato chips on site. Their
it's like
mascot,
a gas station.
yeah, but it's huge.
But it's not just a gas station.
It's not just a gas station. And their mascot is a beaver, and they're known as Beaver Nuggets, these snacks. So you can buy home decor there, apparently.
Oh, look at their restrooms.
That's what we're told, yes.
And their restrooms are top notch. Wasn't that a thing back in the day when gas stations first became, like they had the nicest restrooms because they wanted you to stop at their gas stations.
That makes sense.
Anyways.
And maybe not so much anymore. I don't know. but anyhow, so these are the Beaver Nuggets. They're flavored corn puffs, but they are the most popular items that they have. And someone sent these to Gary, and I was like, whoa, no, we're not opening these. We're saving these for a Tasted Tuesday to find out why these are so popular. I've not had one yet. What do you think?
I'm all in on the Beaver Nuggets. They're good.
Oh, they are good.
It's a little salty. Excuse me, come back.
And it's a little sweet, too.
Well, it's definitely sweet, but
it reminds me of, is it Captain Crunch? It tastes kind of like this. It tastes like Captain Crunch, only bigger.
And not as, some of those cereals where they scrape the roof of your mouth? This doesn't do that.
No.
You've never had a big bite of cereal, have you? Big enough where it scrapes the inside of your mouth.
I've never had a problem with the roof of my mouth in cereal, no.
When you first pour the cereal into the bowl so it's not like, it didn't saturate any of the milk
yet. Yeah.
And then you take a big old bite because you're so hungry. There's that first bite of cereal.
It scrapes the roof of your mouth?
Yeah, it just gets a little on the top. No?
All right, I don't know. But anyway, these are delicious. I understand why they're the most popular item they have there.
Sometimes I feel like you just don't get me.
I mean, I have never experienced that particular moment. No.
It's fine.
I have not. That's why our differences make us stronger. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Easter is fast approaching.
Yeah.
And eggs. We've been talking about eggs.
Yeah.
They're so expensive. We bought an 18 pack of eggs. It was almost $8. It is what it is. We want eggs, some baking, you're doing whatever, you gotta buy it.
But it's frustrating.
Yeah, so especially when it comes to the luxury of dyeing eggs, some people are like, you know what? Let's do some other things. Why don't we? Like, take a look at this.
Let's dye pierogies. I mean, this is actually kind of very Pittsburgh, don't you think? But this is Jaju Pierogies, based in Massachusetts. They posted this on TikTok, creating a lot of buzz, getting a lot of traction. And it's not just pierogies.
No, not at all. Marshmallows too, and there's something else. Oh yeah, here are the marshmallows. This is Steph Gigliotti. She is actually coming on Talk Pittsburgh next week. We saw this viral trend and we thought, oh, let's have you on.
Yeah, and she's originally from Pittsburgh. She lives, I think, in Alabama now.
Yeah.
But we showed this yesterday morning on the morning news.
I saw it.
Because this has taken off. Like 300,000 people have watched this, maybe even more at this point. And there are also videos on social media about how to dye potatoes and onions.
So here's
which onions, I'm not so sure.
My kids don't, they do now eat hard-boiled eggs, but I will say that when they were younger, they were not eating the eggs. So you're dyeing the eggs and then
you have a lot of hard-boiled eggs,
yes. But with something like marshmallows, they are all in. Yeah. They will gobble those up.
Actually, I think it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's all on social media. Let's talk about houses. Cool houses. This is our little HGTV section of the show because we have 3 specific domiciles that we wish to speak about.
You know when your algorithm starts to speak to you? We're not looking for a new house, but we were for so long, and we're looking at home renovations now and things that we could do.
Right.
That my algorithm is just sending me things. And this one from right here in Pittsburgh popped up in my feed. Take a look. This is a condo on the south side, and it went a little viral. Sold by Noelle posted this. And take a look at this
really
stunning
pretty
condo. Yeah.
You know, and I have been in like renovated church spaces before in the city of Pittsburgh that they have redone. And I have to say, this particular one, it is gorgeous. The style, the windows, the stained glass that's there, like they've really done a great job of capturing, like highlighting what was so beautiful in the church and at the same time creating this new modern space.
Could you imagine having that gorgeous stained glass window?
It's really impressive.
In your home, and then of course all the crown molding and all the details there. It's stunning. It's on Sarah Street in the south side, I think in the slopes. It's Baroque Revival style detail.
I like that. And it's St. Casimir's, is that what it is? The old St. Casimir's
and there you can
church?
see the outside. You know this one.
I do know this church. There's one higher up on the hill too that they redid, you know, maybe 15 years ago or something, and I've been in those before. It really is gorgeous. The detail's incredible. No wonder it's going viral.
Hidden gem right there.
All right, now I want to take you to New York City and the world's skinniest skyscraper. So this building is on Billionaires Row and overlooks Central Park. This is a 4-story penthouse, 360-degree views of the Big Apple, 2 terraces, 5 bedrooms, $110 million. I
can't believe that people have that much money.
I know.
Someone will buy that.
Oh, someone will definitely buy it.
Someone will buy that.
And it probably won't even be their main home, right?
Right.
It'll probably be like, oh, well, this is our New York apartment.
This is when we're in New York and we want to go shopping. This is where we stay.
I do think it's amazing, but you've seen these really, really skinny skyscrapers go up in New York City.
No.
I don't want to live in this.
I don't either.
I mean, there's something about them, like you look at them and you think, like, you know, like if it gets windy, is that buildings are supposed to give a little bit in the wind, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to feel swaying if I'm in my home. I want to be a little closer to the ground. I
just remember, and forgive me because I don't remember which bridge it was, but I remember when we were in physics class, we were learning about bridges and physics and the way things are constructed, and there was a bridge that was twisting. Do you remember this at all?
You mean the one that ended up collapsing?
Was it? Did it?
I think there was a bridge in Michigan years ago that is what you're talking about. It's not like a freeway bridge. It was a bridge that they had built that was like a suspension
maybe
or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, we shouldn't say this because people at home are going to know, and we're not sure what we're talking about. But I remember the video.
But it was really high wind, and so when I think of things that are like that, I think, oh, what happens on a really windy day? Like, are you swaying up there in the wind?
But I'm sure engineers. I mean, they shouldn't be building this if it's not safe. But my brain goes there too.
That's what I would be thinking the whole time.
All right, finally, we have a home with a surprise.
Oh yeah. This one is not for me, but maybe for you. I don't know. It's a converted chapel, and this is in Rickmansworth, England. I had to look up where that was.
Rickmansworth, yes. It's not a place I've ever heard of before. But apparently, in addition to the converted chapel, there's a graveyard there.
Yeah, in the backyard.
This is listed for £900,000, which translates to $1.16 million US.
Could you imagine paying that much money for a graveyard in your backyard.
I don't want to take on the graveyard. I mean, the chapel, okay, maybe, but like the fact that there's a graveyard there, and then you've got to maintain the graveyard, right?
I'm
like you don't
it's
want
part of your property.
Yeah,
You can't do
I mean, like you'd have to have respect for the people that are buried there.
Sure.
And, like, I don't.
And you don't want them to haunt you.
I lived at one point in this apartment or this townhouse complex that was near a graveyard.
Okay.
And I remember Gary, when he first came there, he was like, you know, you live next to a graveyard. And I was like, they're very quiet neighbors. Like they really, I mean, they're very, but it didn't bother me that there was a graveyard there.
Yeah.
It's just, I wouldn't want it on my property.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just,
I don't know.
I just, there is part of me that feels like if you messed up a little bit, like, are they going to start haunting you, you know? And then what? And then you're like, I can't sell it because now it's haunted. You don't have to disclose that, I don't think, but still, like, you still have to contend with that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't normally think about that, but then, but once you buy it, and then your mind can start playing tricks on you. The lights flicker a little bit, and the next thing you're like, uh-oh, they're haunted. They don't want me being here. All right, hey, we have a lineup. I don't know if you've seen this or not, for next season's Broadway in Pittsburgh series, and they have some really good shows on this list.
I will tell you what stood out to me, the first one. If you have not seen 6, go see 6. You know, this was one of my favorite musicals that I've seen in town.
I love, because you're not necessarily
I'm not a musical
lover
gal.
of musicals.
Yes.
And the fact that you had this reaction to 6 is great.
The music was great. It was so fun.
See, I think we should take you to all of these and see, we're going to convert you. So it's Neil Diamond, the musical A Beautiful Noise, 6, Hell's Kitchen, Les Mis, Clue, Wicked, which, you know, is wonderful.
Oh, sure.
Beauty and the Beast, which I think you would like. Water for Elephants, which I saw on Broadway and did not want to go see it, really.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be fantastic.
That's
also,
great.
Shucked, The Great Gatsby, and Chicago. The season kicks off in September.
Wow. It seems like it's going to be a really good season.
I think so.
Really
I mean, it's
good
a really
shows.
good list.
Yeah.
And so
we're going to go.
We're going to go
to more than one.
All right, we need your help for our What You Think question. What You Think Wednesday question that's happening tomorrow.
That is, yeah. Was there a bad food experience that you had as a child that stayed with you? So we're asking, what food traumatized you as a child? I'll tell you right now what mine is.
What?
Milk and peas. In fact, I remember one specific dinner where I could not get up from the table. This was back in the day when we didn't let our kids get up from the table before you finished everything on your plate. And I had peas left over, and I had a glass of milk, and the milk was warm, and the peas were cold by the time I got up from that table, and it was awful. But I held my ground. I said, I will not.
I would have had trouble with the glass of milk for sure, but I like peas. I like lima beans too. I like all sorts of things that others don't. But anyway, share the food that traumatized you as a child.
Share your trauma. Therapy's in session tomorrow.
But anyway, we are going to talk about it. All right.